Today marks the start of a 6 month challenge I gave to myself because I need another goal, I guess. For It really doesn't have a specific goal other than to weightlift my ass off. So I am going to just chronicle it on YouTube and TikTok, and here's some of the information. Maybe you can learn something from it. I'm going to break down my stuff as much as I can. This was what I used to look like, 320 pounds. This is what I looked like about 2 months ago, right here. That was after I've lost all my weight, a considerable amount of weight that I wanted to lose to get down to the point where I will be lifting and toning myself out. So if I want a goal if I want to express the goal that I've wanted through this time, about the last year, cut like Thor. And I think I'm headed that way. I'm not quite as tall, and there's a few things about me, but I'm working on the right stuff for the build that I personally want. I don't know if I want to be too big. I don't think I want to be too cut, but I don't know yet. I watch a lot of YouTube videos now on weightlifting, and it's like, oh man, because today was really my first day, like pushing it. I've been toning and kind of getting everything back because I'm 49 years old. I'm trying to get it back. My joints hurt. I got arthritis. But I'm working that stuff out. Get my six pack out, get lean. That is exactly what I want to do. Just look good and be healthy. Above all, be healthy. I weighed 169 pounds this morning. This is a scale, a Bluetooth scale that I have, that I recommend if you're going to get serious about your any type of weight loss training. It makes it so convenient to see these things and have them logged on your phone and see charts. And this particular scale is great. I don't even really know the name of it right offhand. Just go find you a decent scale. I got it on Amazon. It comes with this program. Tells me what I weigh, of course, every day, and then my weight gain and loss, my body fat gain and loss, and then my BMI gain or loss, which I was at 163 a few days ago. So keep in mind my numbers are going to be a little different because I'm actually breaking in to this, like really being serious about lifting, really being conditioned to lift. So there's a point where it's a little different where you gain and lose weight. So since this is pretty much my ideal weight, I'll bulk, I'll eat a bunch, 3,000, 3,500 calories, I'll lift, then I'll diet down, and then I'll get back down under 170, maybe. I don't know how, depending on how much bulk you make, that depends on what your weight's going to be. I can see myself at this point even and now maybe about right 180, but I'm trying to get lean right now. So this scale will also lay out all your stats for your weight, things that are involved with your weight. BMI 25.6, and it shows it's in the red, of course, but it's a little bit different when you lift. I've got some more weight on me, so I'm really gonna show on the heavy side on BMI. When I'm not lifting, my BMI is pretty much 24 and a half. Body fat 21.1. I'm actually gonna try to get that down to I'm shooting right off the bat for probably 18. These numbers change a lot, so I really don't know yet. But when you head down on body fat, you're going to kind of be careful because you really need some body fat. But I don't see myself getting any lower than 15. Muscle rates, these things all have definitions in the app. I really don't pay attention to muscle rate. But it's got the green and reds. And subcutaneous fat, I still have, and some subcutaneous fat. And the funny thing is this program really lays you out low. Like, it puts my weight range at, I don't know, like 145 to 160 or something, like ideal. That's when the subcutaneous fat would come out of the red, and that is just not enough fat. It changes for everybody, so keep an eye on your biometrics and make sure you do what's good for you. Water, skeletal muscle, muscle mass, bone mass, protein. BMR is the amount of calories that you need in order to bare minimum stay alive. That number goes down the thinner you get. In my body age of 49, which is in the red. I'm 49, so I don't know why that's in the red. But we'll watch it nonetheless. This is my program, Lifta. It is really good for tracking your lifts. I set this lift up today. This is what I did today. I spend about 2.5 hours in the gym, 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes in the gym. I lift and then I do cardio for a half an hour. So today was biceps. Let's see, I had that somewhere around here, of course. 6-month program was biceps, pecs, and abs. So it lays out each exercise for you, and when you click on it, it brings up an animation of that exercise, and I recommend it. Lyfta, Lyfta. I'm just getting used to it, but it's another great app. Lever seated crunch. That's my ab exercise. There is several exercises here. When you go into them, you can set up all your reps and everything. It is a very detailed program. This is a pretty big set here. I work out 5 days a week and I'm going for something big. So here is my watch app. Oh, get yourself a watch, please. It's very important when tracking all your biometrics. This was my heart rate through, on the left here, you can see it's my sleeping heart rate. Low of 43, which is pretty darn good. If I do say so myself, I do a ton of cardio. I can get that down 39 sometimes, but not so much lately. Here is my workout, and then here I'm back down. I'd say I took the watch off here, and then now I'm back up. Now my heart rate is 92 still. I just got done working out a few hours ago, and I ate. It's still on the slow down, which takes me to some of the supplements that I take. When I get up in the morning, I take a pre-workout. It's called 6-star pre-workout. It's 160 milligrams of caffeine and then 2 different amino acids, and it just energizes the hell out of you right away. Get up and just roll right out of bed, take care of your stuff, hydrate, and then I take, when I get to the gym, I start working out about 10 or 15 minutes into my workout. I take creatine, 5 milligrams of creatine. Take the recommended dose of your creatine, please, because that stuff really... Do your loading dose, follow the instructions on it. It's a vitamin, a mineral, it's an amino acid. Do your research on it. It's not steroids or anything weird like that. But I would suggest anybody over the age of 40 just take it without working out. It has something to do with supply to mitochondria in the cell, the powerhouse of the cell, mitochondria, if you remember cell biology in school, and it creates ATP, which is energy for human beings. So I've been on it now for 3 weeks, and I notice a huge difference when coupled with caffeine. But do your research on the caffeine. I'm still doing a little bit of research on it, but I read and heard a few times that caffeine gets in the way of creatine. I don't know if I see that. But creatine definitely, like on a day like today, like swells you up. I can't see my camera, so I don't know if you can see that, but it brings your veins out. Like these forearm veins just come out, and it just swells your muscles way up, and it's good for the expansion and contraction of your muscles. So creatine, yes, and for people getting up there in age, it gives you just energy. You don't have to work out on it. Pay attention to VO2 max. That's what I've been doing lately. I'd never heard of it until now, and the thing about VO2 max is it's your health score, basically. And your health score can only really go up if you work out over time. And I was actually at 45, which is better. And I went down 1 point to 44, so I don't know why. In order to keep your VO2 max in line, you have to do other requisites like intense workouts, and your phone, your watch keeps track of it. Your heart rate has to stay below a certain level, your resting heart rate, and there's like 4 different credentials that you have to satisfy before you can get a point or lose a point. It takes a while to gain or lose a point. But this VO2 max that's in the top 30% for my age and gender sounds great. I'm a cancer survivor, so I love to hear that kind of stuff. Today I did elliptical. This was my cardio. I ran for the last couple weeks. I ran about 2 to 3 miles a day, and I totally screwed up my hips and my knees and stuff again because I'm 49 years old. So also keep that in mind. When you get older, you got to compensate for that. You might be young up here, but trust me, you ain't young anywhere else. You're 49 years old. 293 calories. I'm on the elliptical for a half hour. That seems about right. The thinner I get, the less calories I burn. And also on my phone, on my watch is my strength, which it kind of keeps a pretty good um, tabs on what you do. It kind of notices your body and how it moves, and then that looks right. I did my chest and my biceps today, and my abs, so those are red primaries, and I got my tris, which I really didn't want to do, and my yellow on secondary. So it's really kind of fun to research it when you look up muscle groups and how to build them. So 526 calories on a very intense today, at 110 average heart rate for lifting. I did a lot of barbells, and I did some heavy weight, so that reflects in that calorie burn. When I left the gym, I had already burned like 800 calories. Get on your app store, Apple or Android or whatever, and find Carb Manager. If you can't find Carb Manager, I'm sure there's something like it. But Carb Manager is logging your food and logging your calories and your macros. This is absolutely just, you have to have this app in order to make this stuff happen. If you want to lose weight, you can. As you can see here, see, I've customized all this. So my protein per day is 200 grams. My fat is 100 grams, and my calories are 2,500 right now. And that's actually dieting down. I'm trying to drop a couple pounds and kind of meet that in the middle while I lift. But you got to be careful. If you get hungry, you need to eat some more, have some more protein. So I can go up a little higher if I want. Fasting, huge, absolutely huge. I've learned recently that it's essential to fast. And what I do actually is my eating window is only nine in the morning to 6 o'clock every night. I do not eat after 6. I have a little bit before 9 before I go to the gym. I'll have a protein shake, but I hardly have nothing except for water and coffee in that time. Now you do that 9 to 6, get all your meals in, and then you're done. And then one day a week, which I've just started, they call it the OMAD. It's one meal a day. And I'm going to do that on Sunday. It's kind of a pain because I start fasting at 6 o'clock in the evening before, and then the morning comes 12 hours later, and then I still don't eat. 9 o'clock rolls around, 12 o'clock rolls around, and then at 6, the next dinner time, before 6, the next dinner time, I get to have that meal at those calories. So do your research. I'll probably do a video on it at some point. I've been taking a multivitamin every day. I just started taking a magnesium pill. We'll see how it makes me feel. So far, I feel pretty good. But magnesium is something that's given by plants. I get a lot of vegetables, but magnesium, I've heard people have a marked increase in how they feel when they take magnesium. Multivitamins, I'm just polishing it off with multivitamins. On top of that, I get 3 amino acids, including creatine, and there's there's 2 other ones, taurine and L-citrulline, these amino acids to make energy, and these vitamins, and I seem to feel great. I just add vitamins as I go. I don't know if they work. If they don't work, I'll get rid of them. It lays out your breakfast. So here's where my breakfast starts there. That's actually what I had before the gym, the vanilla unsweet almond milk, cut milk out. You don't need it. Apples, pumpkin. I make a kick-ass pumpkin pie with, just the filling. I used to go pumpkin pie filling. Avocado, essential. Sunflower kernels. You can see how nauseatingly healthy that is. Coconut sugar. I don't eat refined sugar, but I do eat coconut sugar. Refined sugar is terrible for you. Stop eating it. If you wonder why you're fat, that's why. Liquid egg whites. I personally do not eat egg yolks, just because I don't need the fat. And there's the creatine that I take, which has no calories or anything in it. Oatmeal, which do a little research and people will complain about it, but it sticks with me and it does not bother me. And oatmeal does have some benefits to it, but when you're talking whole foods, people don't dig it. And then this also, my whey isolate. People aren't super happy with whey isolate or ISO. It's a little bit manufactured. It's got things like sucralose in it, and natural sweeteners and things like that. So you can do better, but I do not. A lot of people will say protein is protein. This is where I get my protein. So then you lay out your macros. And for those of you that don't know, because I did not know, Your macros are carbs, protein, fat, carbs, protein, and fat, and of course there's your calories. So your program will adjust all these for you. And see, I'm flush on everything. I'm 3 below on my protein. I'm 5 below on my fat. If you keep these numbers just below, or if you spend a bunch of time, you can make them exact. There you go. I took it down to 2,500 calories. I was just up to 2,750, and each meal I was getting like 900 calories. So here's where you can change. You can change whatever you want. I can put that up to 3,000, 4,000 calories, which wouldn't make much sense, but that it'll tell you. Like I'm on this loss of 2.3 pounds, but I'm going to be lifting too. So the circles should cross each other at some point, but I'm just in this transition period. Sam Selinek, I'll look him up. I'll get his name perfect, actually. He's you've probably seen him somewhere. He's a big, huge dude that's like really good at this stuff. He talks all about gaining and losing and lifting, and if you need any information on it, at the end here, I'll go to YouTube and I'll bring him up. And here's the last thing I'll show you here before we go see Sam. You can lay out all of how your macros go, and this ends up being an even split, pretty much. I gave it a little bit more fat. If you set this to even split, you go 33, 33, 33. But once you get into it, you'll find that you'll want to adjust things. I was getting like 70 grams of fat, and it just wasn't working. So I came up a little in fat because I don't eat a lot of animal fat. 200 grams of protein. Now, when you do your research on protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat is what people do. So at 169 this morning, 169 grams of protein. Sure. Because I know how my body works, I've given myself an extra 30 grams of protein. And I have that before the gym, after the gym. Once you become weird about it like I am, you'll start to do stuff like that. So let us go to YouTube and I will show you. Unfortunately, this video is not going to probably easily go onto TikTok. I'm going to have to edit it because TikTok only gives you 10 minutes. And sometimes that's not enough for my constant, incessant speaking. But while we are navigating, which my computer's running really slow, I'm very sorry about that. Here he is. Sam Sulek. S-U-L-E-K.
Get NFL Sunday tickets.
Let's watch
YouTube's
YouTube's
to watch up to 4 games
commercial really quick. This guy has a ton of information on diet. Even if you don't lift, you need to watch this fellow on just dieting. He knows how to do it. You just got to adjust the diet to your diet. And what he does is he takes you on these car rides.
It's not too late. It's not too late to call this a reasonably timed workout.
He will take you through everything. He goes to a different gym every day.
Unfortunately, I can't go just anywhere to get it.
Sam Sulek, look him up. I'm gonna show you a couple things that he does and run you through what he does here. Drives. But then I'll hit the gym and he goes to Planet Fitness a lot. That's exactly what I did today. But not that much weight. But bench on the Smith machine. I did that today. I only had 145. And then he's a crazy lifter. But then he goes and he gets Vane in the mirror and shows you his pump. And that's the thing about like creatine that gets you that pump. And then he'll normally go like home, and I don't know when he'll probably go on to lift again. He goes home and then a lot of times he'll eat, but he isn't eating in this one. So yeah, a lot of great information. Since I'm making this video a little bit longer, let me throw another couple. Dr. Mike is one that I've been watching. I'm sure I can find Dr. Mike. He always comes up. There he is.
What are the foods that tend to promote muscle growth the best?
This guy has a lot of good information. He really he gets the science into it. Now this guy tends to listen to this guy here, Nippard, I think his last name is. That fellow there on the left, Jeff Nippard. And this guy is like short and strong. So everybody looks up to this fellow. So if you're ready to learn, jump in. I got cancer last year, September 2023, and I was terribly unhealthy. And somehow I found the willpower to actually to actually finally get in shape. I cannot believe that that used to be me. I needed to have cancer in order to motivate me to get healthy. I was on the verge of dying. Okay, I just had a friend. I'm 49 years old. I just had a friend die. The first friend out of like my lifelong, the first real close dude die. And I was just close. And I had got cancer, and I had called this guy last year and said, "Hey man, I got cancer. If I die, it was nice knowing you." And he was like, "Cool." And I didn't die. I lost 150 pounds, just to throw a number at it. And I would have never thought that I would have been in the situation that I am now. Now, a lot of people will say, "Am I happy?" I'm not gonna brag it up. I've become more arrogant, I'll tell you that. I am happy, yes. I used to really argue with people about how I was comfortable with who I was, even though I was fat. And that everything's fine and good, but even though I was fat, I was still happy. And when I was skinny, I wouldn't have a different mind, so I'll pretty much be the same person. Well, it's really not necessarily true. I've been fat my whole life until a few months ago. And it has changed every single thing about my life. Yeah, it's made me a little bit more arrogant and vain. I look in the mirror more. Sure. I The health is a big huge part of it. I feel healthy. My heart rate is just amazing for a 49-year-old. And I learned just the other day that now in 2025, 80% of people in America will be overweight. 80%. When I was young and fat, even not too long ago, 20 years ago, and all the way growing up, I was in a fat demographic that was smaller. I swear to you, 80%. Look it up and see. 80% of people were skinny. I lived in a small, I would say healthy town, and it was. I was one of the very few fat people in one of my classes, And, but there were far more. Like when you saw like a morbidly obese person in a buffet, you would, even if you were chubby, you'd go, "Oh my God," Well, you never see these people. And now it's just like everywhere I look around, now that I'm like, thin, I look around and I'm like, I really feel bad. But now, this is actually what sucks about it. I spent all that time on the other side, and I tell you, I was ostracized and shunned for being fat. When I was a kid, when I was an adult, I'd had adults plenty of times come up to me and be mad and get in arguments and call me fat, as a low blow or whatever. So now I'm on the other side, and now I'm the minority again. Now nobody's going to really want to talk to me because I'm skinny. But no, it's actually changed. People give you just more respect, more eye to eye. It's obvious and it's visual that you've got willpower and the ability to do something, and it's different. It's different than what other people do. So good luck. Get out there and do it. And hey, just like always, if you want me to work out with you, give me a call. I'll work out with you. I don't care where you live. I will buy a plane ticket and I will come out and work out with you. How about that? That's how we'll start the YouTube channel, just like that. We're gonna lift.